Wuyang matchup tier list. I've been playing Wuyang all day, every day since he dropped. Been one tricking him pretty much. Here's the official matchup tier list. Now, first things first. This is early. He's only been out for like 2-3 days. This may not be perfect. We can come back to this in a few weeks, few months, maybe correct it. If you have anything to add, please leave it in the comments. I'll try to read those. Some of these might just not have that much of an interaction. We might be throwing a lot of characters in C tier here. That's all right. Okay, starting off with Bastion. I think Wuyang is really good into Bastion. I'll put it in like D tier. Or okay, we're phrasing this. Bastion is bad into Wuyang, rather. Simply because Wuyang can so easily poke him out from round corners. He's really easy to hit, hard to miss, big hitbox. And yeah, while he's in his turn mode, you can just take cover from it and continue to apply damage to him. So yeah, good into Bastion. Cass, let's go ahead and say I think Wuyang is pretty good into hit scan, just because the fact that he can play out of their range, he can shoot them around corners. Good into hit scan, not as much Cass, because Cass can tap him out of his movement. Cass not great into Wuyang. D.Va, okay, so D.Va farms every support. However, or sorry, I don't think she farms Wuyang as hard as other supports, simply because his movement is so good. Like when I play Iliari, basically what makes him better against D.Va is the fact that he has like constant movement, right? When I'm playing Iliari, I just have one little burst of movement, and that's not enough to escape a D.Va. But with Wuyang, as long as you react to it like a little bit before she's like on you, you can kind of escape her range and actually survive when she goes on you. So I would say, okay, D.Va's OP. I'm the biggest D.Va hater. Dishonest D.Va. But as far as supports go, he's actually pretty good into her. Still in B, though, because it's D.Va. What up, Calvin and Monica? True, Wuyang he's actually very good at killing baby D.Va, which is nice. Genji. I think, as you know, obviously Genji's good into supports. Annoying to play against, but as far as supports go, I actually think he's quite good into Genji. So because Genji only has really one movement cooldown, and Wuyang can just run away for a while. Basically, his movement, if they're already on you, it's kind of too late. But if you can preemptively, you know, counter rotate flankers and maintain your distance, kind of do that proactively, it's really good because he can just rotate like across the map in a couple seconds. So pretty good into Genji. I'll put, yeah, still a flanker. I'm leaning B or C. I'll put Genji in C, I guess. Can't hit Genji consistently with wave, though. That is true. I don't think that's as important, though. Hanzo. Is there much of an interaction there? He's good with Hanzo, because he can hit people with the sonar. But against Hanzo, I don't know. I'm just gonna throw Hanzo in C tier. Well, okay, I don't know. Wuyang's he's kind of chunky. He kind of catches arrows pretty well. We'll throw it in C tier. Junk, good at killing junk. Can kill him around walls. I think in a it's a weird matchup, but in a Wuyang versus Junk duel, I think the Wuyang wins just because he can control the balls, you know? So I'll put Junk in C. I'm gonna move Hanzo to B. Actually, I'll put Junk in D. I think Wuyang plays well into Junk. Lucio. Lucio, for what I can tell, I think Lucio, it depends on if the Lucio can dodge the wave. If you can hit a wave on a Lucio, like close range to boop him back, Wuyang can kill Tyre with one ball. That's a good point. I actually think Wuyang's pretty good at the Lucio. Lucio can't really escape him. You can like track him down with the ball. I think you can keep a Lucio off you pretty consistently. You know, if the Lucio is like really good at like staying in your face, then you're probably dead. But I think you have the tools to keep your distance from the Lucio. Put Lucio in C. Mei. Mei can block your wave. Very tanky. Can snipe you pretty well. I'll put Mei in B, kind of like the Hanzo thing. I feel like just like the high damage. I know what it is. I don't know how okay. Mei and Hanzo have infinite range. I knew that they were better into Wuyang. I just forgot why. It's because they can match his range. You can't outrange a Mei or a Hanzo. That's why they're better into Wuyang. Honestly, do I move him up? No, keep him in B. Mercy. It can be kind of hard to hit a Mercy if they have good enough movement, especially in Valk. On the other hand, though, he's very good at shutting down res. It's a lot more risky for a Mercy to res when the Wuyang can just bend a ball around a corner. D. I was thinking C or D for Mercy. Now that I think about it, it's kind of actually not that hard to hit Mercy. I'll put Mercy in D. Pharah. Let's go ahead and clump in both of the flyers here. It's easier than you'd think to hit flyers as Wuyang. You kind of just keep your crosshair on them. Now, what the flyers can do, this is how you counter Wuyang as a flyer, is you have to do a big burst of movement right before the ball's about to get you. And the Wuyang won't be able to turn the ball fast enough to hit you. Now, will they always be able to do that? Do they always have the cooldowns for that? Maybe, maybe not. I'd say the matchup's pretty even. I might lean towards B tier there. I'm gonna move Hanzo and Mei up. They're like low A tier, simply because they can match his range. Is this we can do that. Reaper. What are we ranking? This is the Wuyang matchup tier list. I feel like I just haven't had much issues with Reaper. There's also just not many Reaper players, especially not good ones in quick play. I think you can kind of track down a Reaper who's trying to escape with Fade well. You can boop him back. You have the movement to escape him. Actually, I think your movement's really good for escaping Reaper. I don't know how a Reaper stays within range on you. So I'd put Reaper, yeah, in D. Rein. Same thing. Rein shouldn't be able to reach you with your movement. I think your damage, like shield spam damage, is actually really good. Just sending in like the barely empowered balls on his shield. You can also curve balls around his shield. Rein can block your wave with shield. He can also block your ult with shield. So that's something Rein has, but I'd still put Rein in. I'd put Rein in D. Hog. I feel like Hog, there's just not much of an interaction. You have good spam against him. It's hard to miss. I think I'll put Hog in like C. Maybe D. We'll stay C. I think you have the tools to dodge his hook. You have good spam damage on him. You can hit waves on him easy to knock him back. Yeah. Soldier. I just think Wuyang's pretty good into hit scan because you just don't have to peek. You can spam him out very easily without really peeking much. Soldier, I think, can punish you if you use your movement out in the open. What is the name of that? What is the name of that cooldown? I should know that. Rushing Torrent. It's kind of a mouthful. Whatever, I'll just call it the movement. I'll call it the dash. If you use your dash out in the open, I think Soldier can punish that really well. High C, you think? True, I think he's probably one of the better hit scans for punishing him. I agree. Sim. Okay, Sim, it's hard to say because Sim's a little overtuned right now. Well, okay, one thing you can do with Sim, if she tries to aggressively TP on you, is you hit your wave on her, boop her back, and you can boop her away from her TP and possibly punish her for aggressive TPs. She can kind of match your spam with right clicks, which makes it hard. She's also very tanky. I don't know. Not much interaction there. I'd say also high C bleed, like low B maybe. I'll say low. Yeah. I'll say B because she can match your range. Weak ball can't kill turret. That's a good point. It takes 2 of the weak balls to kill a turret, which kind of sucks. TP bomb is pretty good into Wuyang. I like B. Torb, Wuyang isn't so good at killing turret. Really easy to hit Torb. He can match your range, but I think Wuyang is good into Torb. I think I'll put it in D. Tracer. Tracer is pretty good into Wuyang. So your options against Tracer as him is to just proactively counter-rotate her. If she's already on you, your movement isn't going to do much against her. What your best bet against a Tracer is just to keep counter-rotating her on the map. However, that's not always possible, and once she gets in your face, it's really hard, and she's like the best character for doing so. A smart Tracer will always get in your face, not allow you to get your empowered balls against her. And that's really hard, especially when she has the recall perk, where she gets like all of her blinks back. Which I don't know if that's getting removed or not. Anyone know? Tracer S. Yeah, I want to put her like high A. I'm torn. Hanzo and Mei are like really low A. Tracer's like really high A. Feels weird having them next to each other. Do I put Hanzo? Do I drop Hanzo Mei down to B? Yeah. There's a big difference between Tracer and those two. I'm saving S for 2 characters. Because Wuyang can mark a Tracer pretty well and punish Tracer as well. Like, I feel like they're both kind of good into each other. Tracer's definitely better into Wuyang than Wuyang is into Tracer, but it's not like completely one-sided. Widow. I think Wuyang farms Widow. You can just spam her out from around a corner. I might even go as far as to all the way down here. I'm not like super confident in that because I've just been playing quick play, but I think Wuyang's crazy into Widow. Winston. Wuyang's actually pretty good into Winston as far as, you know, Winston's very strong into all supports. You know, if you're on support, Winston's, you know, difficult to play into because he's always going after you, but he kind of just can't catch you. You can just move across the map if he goes on you. So I'll probably put him next to D.Va. It's kind of got the same thing going. Actually, yeah, we'll do that. His bubble can block wave. I think Primal does farm Wuyang. Well, actually, I don't know. His ult kind of counters Primal. You can just self-ult the Primal. Yeah, I like that. Zarya. I don't know if I played into that many Zaryas. Wu melts his shield and has too many movement for... You know what? I'm kind of seeing the vision. The Winston C tier vision. Too fast for Zar. That is true. You can outrange Zar. My only thing I'm concerned with, I think it's really easy to give Zarya charges Wuyang. That's my only concern. I think you just have to be extra careful with that. She can bubble his ult. That's true. That's true. She can bubble the wave. I think just like high C. I feel like they don't really interact that much, to be honest. Zen. I think Zen's really easy to hit as Wuyang. I don't think I ever played against a Zen as Wuyang. Maybe I did. Zen kind of feels like a victim against Wuyang. Sure, he can match the range, but not as well. Like you can just spam Zen so hard and he can't do anything. He has no self heal. He can't like run away from it very well. He's super easy to hit. I think Zen's like D tier. I think Anna's good into Wuyang. Infinite range hit scan is actually crazy against him. Also just anteing the wave. There's not much you can do about that. Sleeping ult targets. Sleeping you. I think it's actually pretty easy to sleep Wuyang out of his movement. A? Like low A? Is that crazy? I think so. I think low A. Because so much of your value comes from the heal buff, the heal like bonus on the wave, and Ana can shut that down really easily. Sombra. I'm not entirely sure on Sombra. Like, the obvious thought is like, okay, Sombra farms him. But I think he has options. I don't think Sombra is as bad as Tracer. Because, number one, Wuyang is very good at tracking down Sombra when she tries to TP out. You can actually punish Sombra really hard. Now, obviously, Sombra can uninvis right in your face, and that's difficult. It's hard to deal with. But if you can kind of expect that, quickly get your movement off as she goes on you, she doesn't really have the tools in her kit to chase you. I definitely don't think Sombra is nearly as bad as Tracer. You can punish Sombra when she tries to get out by just tracking down like where her TP goes with a ball or an orb. Do I say high B tier? I don't think Sombra's into the A. I could go back on that. I think if you're really good, I think if you have good game sense, I think you can not get farmed by Sombra on this hero. Wave is useful against Sombra, that's true. You can boop her back pretty consistently. I like high B. True. Okay, well, one thing I forgot to mention, she can hack you out of your movement. And it is pretty hard to deny hack as Wuyang. But if she goes on you and you move away and she has to hack you to like prevent that, that's time that she's not doing damage. And then by the time hack's over, you can get your wave off. That'll heal you, knock her back. I think you can. There's stuff you can do against Sombra. Hi, kitty. You want to be in a YouTube video? Kitty. Okay, Orisa. I think Wuyong's great into Orisa. You spam her. Great spam target. She can't really deny your wave. It's not like a huge deal. It's not like the Orisa's getting like turbo countered, but I think Wuyong's pretty good into Orisa. No need to overthink it. Put her like bottom of C. Yeah, kind of next to Hog. I think kind of the same thing going there. What up, Zozo? So this is the Wuyang matchup tier list. That's what we're doing here. Okay, Doom. This is who I was saving SG for. Doom farms the fuck out of Wuyang. It is so hard not to charge his punch. Like, it's actually impossible. Your balls just give him punch. Your wave gives him punch. Also, it's the spoiler. Characters with, like, just infinite movement. Tanks with infinite movement. Just, you can't run away from him. Doom's movement is even better than yours. Also, his punch can just stop your movement. Like, it'll cancel the ability. Yeah. Basically, Wuyong's movement is good against other movement characters whose movement happens in, like, a single instance. Like a Genji dash. Like, you can just continue to run away. But versus characters like Ball or Doom, it just doesn't do a whole lot. Doom farms the fuck out of Wuyang. Yeah. Yeah, knocking him back with wave, not going to do a whole lot. We'll go ahead and skip to Ball. Ball's the same thing. Ball's going in S tier. Farms Wuyang. Your damage is good, but Ball is just so tanky. It's not enough to stop him from just being all over you. Having the nightmare of the quick play Doom on tricks, dude, they were pretty good. It's just, yeah, it's hard. Moira. This isn't really specific to Wuyang, but basically Moira farms everybody that isn't a DPS. They recently buffed her lifesteal. So basically, if Moira doesn't have the DPS passive on her, she's close to invincible, unless she makes like a blunder. And as Wuyang, we cannot apply the DPS passive, so... I mean, if she 1v1s you, you're probably fucked. However, you probably shouldn't be you can avoid a 1v1 with a Moira. That shouldn't happen too often. And as long as you can get your poke damage in before she can, like, reach you, you can force her fade. And Wuyang is really good at like tracking down a Moira post fade. So I feel like this one's like really 50. Like it's like whoever's the aggressor in the matchup like wins, if that makes sense. The 1v1 against Moira if you have the second perk only. I don't think that's true necessarily because oh, you just mean like having your major perk in general. That might be true. Both of the major perks help with your duel a lot. I don't know, I'm torn on this. Like, it goes both ways, you know? I think I'm actually going to lean into Moira being bad into Wuyang. I'll put, like, C, but with, like, a huge asterisk. Like, the Moira has an insane duel versus Wuyang, but that shouldn't happen too much in ranked, like in a realistic setting. And if you see a Moira fade, you can punish her really well. And I think that's like the more realistic thing that'll happen in ranked. Is like you can punish Moira really well with your balls. Is that crazy? I don't know. Shouldn't Cass be higher? Cass doesn't have much range. You can outrange Cass really well. You guys see what I'm saying there? I don't know. She's hard to rank. Like you can argue like D through A, to be honest. I'll keep her there. Brig, Wuyang farms Brig. I think I want to put Brig at the bottom. Brig cannot do shit against Wuyang. And you can also like put Splash on like the side, like you can break her shield really well, or if you're not feeling that, you can just like do splash damage like next to the shield and damage her through shield. She can't do shit. Wuyang farms Brig. She can block wave with shield, it doesn't really matter, I don't think. You can escape Brig. Yeah. Ashe does have more range than like a Cass or a Soldier. Wait, does she have more range than Soldier? I actually don't know Soldier's fall off range numbers. I think Soldier's in between Cass and Ashe, but I don't know the exact numbers. I could be lying. Doesn't matter. I feel like I didn't play into that much Ashe. Kind of just the same hit scan thing. She does have a little bit more range. Like high C, low B? No, but when she's scoped, I think you can punish her really hard, kind of like Widow. Honestly? Genji feels way too low. Okay, not all of this is ordered. And I'm too lazy to order it completely, but I'm going to put Genji in like high C. Genji's not below the hit scans. Echo's too low. I swear it's not that hard to hit flyers. I could go back on that, but it's easier than you think to hit flyers. BAP. People weren't really playing that much BAP in quick play. What are we thinking for BAP? Actually, no, I do remember playing into BAP now. He's pretty. I think Wuyang's pretty good into BAP. You can break Lamp really easily. Lamp does get hit by wave. Important to note. You can stay out of his range. You can poke him around corners, and taking poke as BAP is really bad. Like if you can force a BAP's like either of his cooldowns like pre-fight, he just becomes so much more flimsy to dives and stuff like that. I just think Wuyang's really good into BAP now that I think about it. I might put him in like, is D crazy? Like high D? Nah, that, dude, I actually think you can make an argument for like BAP in D tier. Because think about it, you're on Wuyang, right? You're putting stream on your flankers. You're like enabling your flankers. You can also enable them so hard by just like forcing BAP cooldowns pre-fight. That's like BAP's downside. If you can force his cooldowns, he can become flimsy. And I think you can do that so well as Wuyang. Also, Wuyang counters BAP ult so hard. BAP puts down his window, and you just start spamming damage at it from around a corner. I think BAP's D tier. I do. Sigma. His jump is hard to hit. It's not. I think you can hit his jump pretty well with the orbs. It's not the easiest thing ever, but like he's punishable. His jump's pretty like slow in the air. With or against? Against. How good is Sig against Wuyang? feel like they don't interact that much. I mean, it's spam versus spam. They both want to play for the same thing, really. Sig can block wave pretty well with shield. Wuyang can dodge Sig shield with his primary fire. I think just C tier. Am I... Sig can block his ult too. That's true. I think that's really hard to do, though. Because whoever gets ulted can easily walk through shield. Sig would have to time that really well. Sig can't reach him. Wuyang can outrange him. I think he's good. I think he's good. I think, like, put Sig... high... Mid C tier. Sig can just fly away. True with the perk. You can also put it on somebody you can fly. I think C. I don't think there's... We don't have to go too deep into Sig. Oh, shoot. There's another row now. We gotta zoom out. That's, like, really zoomed out. Whatever. Alright. Soj. Like a lot of other characters, Wuyang can track down Soj after she tries to slide away to finish kills. I think Wuyang has a great advantage in terms of range. Like, her outside of rail, at a longer range, Soj's primary fire just isn't that threatening to Wuyang. Well, Wuyang can, like, threaten Soj and force her out of angles. If Soj can close distance, she can be really deadly to Wuyang. She can dodge wave easily. However, one thing I want to reiterate on is I think that's not that big of a deal. Wave is, like, far more effective used for, like, the healing aspect of it. And I don't think she can dodge it if she's, like, if it's, like, close up, which is kind of the only time it matters that much. Like, if a Soj uses her slide just to dodge a wave, that's honestly, like, good value at a wave. So that's not super important. Yeah, I think I'll just kind of put her with the other hit scans. She's more dynamic, maybe a little bit higher. I don't know. She's a little bit more, like, dynamic than the other hit scans. Queen. If you hit a knife on a Wuyang, which I actually think is fairly easy to do, because he's kind of thick, she can punish him really hard. He can run away from her shout really easily. The spam is good. Queen doesn't have as much health as other tanks, so the spam can be significant on her. It's hard for her to escape it. I'm leaning kind of similar to Roadhog. Just in C tier. A lot of C tiers. Unless I'm missing anything. I think Wave is really good into Queen. Also has no armor. Armor doesn't really affect Wuyang that much. He has, like, high damage per orb. Doesn't really matter too much. Wave against the axe is really good. That's a good point. I might make her lower. Maybe, like, high D, honestly. Kiri. Kiri's B? What makes you say that? I don't know. I feel like Kiri and Wuyang don't really interact that much. I think if Kiri gets in his face, she can, be deadly. But, he can run away or boop her back. He doesn't have anything that she can Suzu. I think Wave actually is really good against Rush. I think Kiri might just be another C tier. I think B tier. How so though? Like, what makes Kiri like good into Wuyang? 1v1 or a team fight? A little bit of both. Mostly team fight. I don't know. I just don't think there's much interaction there. With the triple ball perk, Wuyang can 2-tap a Kiriko. I think that's like a niche thing. I think you can make an argument that Wuyang can force Kiri, kind of in the same way as BAP. You can kind of force Kiri CDs like early for your flankers. I think he can be effective at doing that. I'll keep her in C. Ram. I think Wuyang's good into Ram. I don't think Ram is crazy. His slow can counter Wuyang's movement. You have to watch out for that. Shield obviously blocks wave, but you can play around shield really easily. And I think wave can be really good for knocking back Ramattra when he goes into his nemesis form and sort of like denying his value there. You have really good spam into him. I think Wuyang's wave and spam can be like just very strong into ground tanks. So you can just deny them what they want to do. Yeah, as long as you don't get slowed, you can escape them easily. Ult is very good into Ram. If he's just trying to like survive by a thread and block, you can just stun it, kill him. I think I countered Ram a lot now that I think about it. I'd put Ram in probably D tier. I think Wuyang's good into ground tanks. Maybe lower into D tier. Weaver. I think he's good at killing Weaver. Weaver tries to hide up top on his platform. You can kill him pretty easily. You can just be shooting him throughout the entire fight. Easy target. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, it's not too much to go over. Characters don't interact a whole lot. I agree with D. Iliari. I think he counters Iliari. It's so easy to break pylon. Yeah. I think put an next to Torb. She's very good at breaking buildables, except for Sim turrets, because it's like it takes two floppy balls to break them. Let's see, Mauga. Don't know if I put it into a Mauga, to be honest. What do we think? C tier? Honestly, okay, now that I think about it, I think pretty good into Mauga. Mauga is easy to spam, giant target, and you know what I always say, the counter to Mauga is to shoot him. Mauga is very susceptible to poke. Sometimes he takes so much poke that he just can't get his health back, and if he doesn't have his health, if he's not in his armor threshold, then he can't really engage safely. And Wuyang is good into armor because he does a lot of damage per shot. So I honestly good at poking him out. Can knock him back with your wave. Mauga doesn't really have anything against wave. I think your ult counters a lot of Mauga's stuff really well. Like if Mauga has a good engage, your ult can just like deny it and just Uno reverse card it. Same goes for Cage. Honestly, Mauga maybe D. Am I putting too many tanks in D? I mean, he is a ground tank. He does have better movement, but you can easily escape a Mauga as Wuyang, and then enable your teammates who can't escape him. I like Mauga in D. Venture. Fuck Venture. I think Venture's pretty map dependent on if you have the space to be able to just run away. B. I'm thinking B as well, like high B. I had a lot of trouble with Venture. I think one of the issues Wuyang has against Venture is Wuyang doesn't have a lot of verticality. And that's one thing that helps into Venture, because Venture, like if you're on a high ground, in order for the Venture to get to you, that either they have to waste one of their cooldowns just to get to you, right? Or like, you know, go the long way. And it's a bit harder to play high ground as Wuyang. So yeah. Juno. Juno's really hard to hit as Wuyang. Very hard. Just doesn't get hit by wave. Yeah. Also, Juno's speed enables a lot of her teammates to be able to kill Wuyang. A tier. Honestly, I can see the A tier vision. Hard hit even with the nonsense nerfing to her strafe. Yeah. Because she doesn't have to hard strafe. Hard strafing isn't even good against the Wuyang orbs. All she has to do is just like change her direction right as the orb gets close, and you can't move the orb enough to react to it. Hazard is turbo broken. You guys know how I feel about Hazard. Hazard farms every support, but he doesn't farm Wuyang as hard, because Wuyang, you know, Hazard's movement, it's a lot, but it's only in one burst. And you can kind of just continue to run away as Wuyang, which is nice. I think Hazard's probably a B tier. You can poke him out pretty well. You can dodge his ult pretty well. You know, he is dive, but Wuyang can manage, I think is how I'd put it. I'm feeling a B tier, kind of like a diva. Freya. Freya kind of goes back to the... Basically, hitting airborne targets as Wuyang depends on if they're like stationary in the air or if they can move in the air. Freya has a lot of those dash cooldowns that allow her to dodge the balls easily while she's airborne. So it's kind of hard to hit a Freya. She also just has infinite range and high damage that can kind of farm you if you're trying to peek. So you can kind of match your long range, you know, spam around a corner. I think... Whoa, kitty. Stop pressing buttons. Yeah, I don't know if I had a lot of time against Freya, but I'm feeling kind of like a Hanzo Mei thing. Yeah, exactly, Lynx. What are our thoughts on Freya there? I'm trying to think of like any other interactions. Yeah, I guess that's the list. Comment below your thoughts if I got anything wrong. I'm sure I did. This is like a way too early to tell tier list. Be sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitch, follow me on TikTok, and tap into the stream. I'll be playing a lot of Wuyang. If you want to learn a thing or two or just hang out, much appreciated. Twitch.tv/chosen_W. Yeah, like and subscribe. Later.